Good morning. Long time no see. I have been really busy with my garden, and where we live in Saskatchewan, Canada, you never know what the weather's going to do. So we are very much a culture of striking when the iron is hot. And when it comes time to planting seeds, both for farmers and gardeners, everything else stops. Everything else stops. So, so my garden's mostly in. It's always nice to get your garden planted just before a rain, and we're expecting rain tomorrow. So I have a few more things to finish up, and then we'll pray for a really good rain. So thank you to the new subscribers. A lot has seemed to happen on the channel, considering that it's small. In the last couple days, so that's really nice. For anybody that's new, I always like to do oracle cards and then go into the tarot. And I pull the oracle cards first, just to save some time and give me an opportunity to kind of meditate on the message that is bringing. And sorry for all the ums. I'm trying to work on that. So these are the cards. This deck is really beautiful. This is the Goddess Power Oracle deck. And just a reminder that this is a masculine or feminine, right? This is Earth, Gaia, and Kali for liberation. So what we have here is leadership, Earth, grounding, and liberation. And the messages in these are really nice. Epona, I'm not sure, please correct me if that's the wrong way to pronounce it. What? Oh, they're just telling me that these are in the wrong order. Okay. So, I like it when they correct me. Okay, so we'll start off with liberation, with Kali. This card is, okay, that makes sense. This is a card of letting go of resentment and fear. I'm just going to go into the details for that, though. Kali has a long message. She asks you to look at your own self, and really, really take stock, which is what a lot of us are doing during this time of COVID, and quarantine, and where we're gradually increasing our steps out into the wilderness, but nevertheless, it seems like the time to do that. Oh, and please, my fingernails I'll just confess, they're atrocious. Okay, that is ground in Saskatchewan dirt. And it's not going anywhere for now. So anyway, she tells you to no longer hold on to quit being hostage to old ideas that don't serve you, and to quit replaying your victim story. We've had this card before. So quit replaying the victim story and quit living your life based on these ideas that don't serve you, because if you continue to do that, you're not going to be able to move forward in any meaningful way, right? If you want to make some big changes, what you need to start making changes with is yourself, and with myself, right? It says in the book, there's beauty and liberation that is deep, fierce, and courageous. Isn't that what we'd rather be than a victim? We want to be a victor. I mean, who of us, masculine, feminine, who of us doesn't want to identify as deep, fierce, and courageous? Okay, so that's what this card is calling for you to do. When resentment and anger festers below the surface, the unprocessed emotions simmer until they boil over. It's easy to project anger, envy, and ancient inherited rage on others when we perceive as the source of our discontent. When something triggers these emotions, we can project onto strangers as well as the people closest to us. Nobody wins when so much pain is unleashed. Take heart, for you're not alone. This card, Callie, encourages you. She knows, we all know, that the rage must be released or it will resonate in your body. I'm an intuitive healer, and a lot of what I do is help people to release the rage from their body. But there's healthy ways to do that. Okay. There's healthy ways to do that, and you know, as an intuitive healer, I encourage you to go find an energy worker, you know, somebody to help move that energy, and then you'll start to see, like, your perceptions of the world will change. And it sounds mamby-pamby and, you know, hoity-toity, but it is really true. But in my practice too, I really encourage people to journal. And, you know, by journaling, you know, we can even get on our computers and go into a Word document or whatever and just start typing and swear and scream and start typing, you know. And then, like, this is so helpful for me because it keeps it from recycling over and over and over in my brain. It gets it out on that paper. It's like emotional puking, right? And then I delete it. So you get rid of all that stuff from you without consequences to yourself. And then you're able to perceive your world in a different way. Another method that I tell people to do if you can drive is to get in your vehicle and, you know, maybe put on some tunes. And it seems really stupid and it's very hard to start doing, but to just picture the person or persons that you have an issue with, and to just talk it out in the car, right, with them. Your brain processes that as an actual conversation. So then you've done that, you've expressed that, you've gotten it out of you, you've been able to scream and yell and swear and blame and work things out, but without consequence. So I really strongly encourage you to do that, as does Callie. Because if we can get rid of that junk in a safe way, in a way that doesn't spew onto other people, then we, too, will have the energy, right? Where is that? To be fierce, to be deep, fierce, and courageous. The Spirit just said, you know, when we're throwing up, we don't like to have a crowd when we're puking in the toilet or wherever, right? We don't just spew that onto other people. Or, like, even if somebody poisoned us, like if we got food poisoning at somebody else's place, we wouldn't go there and puke on them, right? And it's the same with emotional purging, right? That is a private thing that we need to do, you know, and we've lost connection with a lot of ceremonies that would do that. Once you've cleansed yourself and you've got the energy to become deep, fierce, and courageous, then we get the Gaia card, the rebirth. Like, look at, isn't that who we want to be, right? Right, we let go of this darkness and we move on to this rebirth. And this makes sense because a lot of my readings have been a lot of sword energy, which is in your head. And this card says to you, you know what, maybe you've been in your head too much lately. Yeah, perhaps you've spent too much time in your head lately. There you go. And you haven't taken good care of yourself. Get into a rhythm. Make sure you get enough sleep. Commit to spending more time in nature. Purge without, consequence. Eat sustainably with conscious awareness. Gaia, the earth mother of all life, invites you to pay attention to your body, for you are the creature of the earth as well as spirit. Okay? Okay, so when you scatter your energy and allow fear to take root, you can become ungrounded and out of touch with your environment. Right? So you get into your head with all your victim story and he did this and she did this and this and this and this, right? And that totally ungrounds you. And we've all been there. We've all been in this space, and we all know that you do feel like you've actually levitated off the ground, that you've lost connection with everything except for this story. And that is not a happy place to be. And it is certainly not a place to stay. So in that energy, you become disconnected from your true nature as a spiritual being having a human experience. The need is now to look at the cracks in the foundation of the life that you've built. When even one aspect of your life is out of alignment, it affects everything else. Ground yourself with Gaia, the Earth Mother. She wants you to enjoy creating the world you live in. Okay? Is your energy draining from the choices you are making? Are you physically exhausted? Do you accept less than your value? Your efforts must now be to repair the foundation of your life and begin again. You will be so thrilled with the results and wonder why you didn't do it sooner. Right? And I can tell you even this grounding and my garden, being in my garden and sitting in the earth is such an incredible experience. And, this is something also that I can suggest for you because there is scientific proof that grounding, that earthing, increases your serotonin levels, your dopamine levels, that there's such a powerful connection between our physical bodies and the earth that we live in. So this is a time to, breathe in the fresh air, to have a picnic if you can, to walk barefoot on the ground, to take care of yourself, to get out of your victim story, to clean all that junk out of the way. Right? You know that once you throw up, once you physically throw up, especially if you've eaten something bad, then you feel better. Same with this. So, you get rid of that. You start taking care of yourself. You start thinking, well, okay, what's my value? Even when it comes to relationships, if somebody's bringing me an empty plate, I don't have to accept it. I can say, no, thank you. Or if somebody's bringing me a chip plate with bad food on it, it's before you would accept that poison plate, it's yeah, okay, maybe I can make this better. No, don't take it. Ground yourself. Find out who you are. Get the rest that you need. Spend the time alone with your thoughts and with your emotional purging alone. Because the next card is a powerful card. Wise leadership. Fierce. Empowered. This is what we want, right? Masculine or feminine. This isn't... So I don't think I've gotten her before. But Epona steps into the world with a sense of surety and positive self-worth. She is a Celtic Roman horse goddess of leadership and guidance, offering you her wisdom. Know that you now have what it takes heed. You can do anything you place your attention on, and you find it easy to accomplish what's needed. But you know how sometimes you can, when you found yourself or you found, a religion, how sometimes people, that haven't been to church and they start going to church and then they're, born again, but then they're just terrible people and bossy and like with everybody around them. Don't be that, right? Like, find yourself, walk your road. Don't be judgmental of other people's roads, because we all have a time and a place. Or you could suggest to them this video. The goddess Epona knows not all paths are meant to be explored, and not all battles are meant to be fought. Not all opportunities will pan out. Beware of the tendency to overreach. You have come a long way, and the best leader knows when to take a break, which is what these two have asked you to do. Breathe deeply. Rest. Trust fully that when the time comes to act, she will guide you. Never act too soon out of fear or insecurity, because by doing so, you will slip and lose your stance. Take heart. This is the perfect moment for a time out to see what the goddess Epona truly has for you. The divine has you safe and secure. You just need to wait. So it'll be interesting to see what the tarot has for us. I'm going to try with the Vikings, but again, I'm not 100% sure. But we'll see. Of course, my right hand or my left hand's fallen asleep. This might be a longer video. We'll see. Just because these oracle cards really had a lot to say. And I mean, that could be a reading unto itself. Right? Well, we have a 10 of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. So, I mean, we're looking at good things. I mean, overall, people, like, these oracle cards are saying to let go of the shit, to puke it out without spewing it onto other people, to deal with that in your own way, to rest, to reflect, to find out who you are, what you need to let go of, and what you deserve, to quit picking up the crumbs. Because if your pockets are full of crumbs, you don't have room for the good stuff. And then to proceed, but to wait for the right timing. Timing is everything. And any of us who have ever done anything know that timing is everything. I'm really looking at these tattoo tarot cards. But I'm feeling kind of, I'm pretty sure that this is the deck to deal with today. I'm feeling a Viking kind of spirit. Oh, and actually, you know what? May 17th, a couple days ago, was the Norwegian Constitution Day, Independence Day, which is a huge deal. So I made, I got my mom Norwegian license plates, which is cool. And we celebrated, I made lefse, which we love. I was just thinking, well, where am I going with that? But yeah, Vikings, right? Norway, Sweden. Ooh. Okay, tarot. Oh, that was the Knave of Pentacles. I'm not convinced about these cards, so I'm just going to put them back. Sometimes I regret doing that, but then I always remember that if they're meant to come out, they will come out. There's a Knave of, or there is a Queen of Swords and a Queen of Pentacles in there, though. See, now I'm questioning that choice. But, no, okay, all right. Oh, they said just to make you aware that that those two queens showed up. Okay. Spirits, what messages do we have for those watching today? What messages do we have? Whoa. Okay. I'm not even going to tell you. I'm just going to let you hang there in anticipation. What spirits do we have today? I'm just going to do 3, and then I think they want me to confirm this one, to work out this one. One more. Yeah, it's too many. Okay. So what we got was the Page of Chalices, or the Page of Pentacles, starting out fresh. right? And the Two of Cups. Twin flame, often, marriage, celebration. Spirit just sets it, like, because this deck is quite different. Sorry. I'm kind of all over the place today too. So, yeah, attraction, friendship, agreement. Yeah, okay. So, you know, I'm picking up, and I have in the last few energies, and that's kind of what the oracle cards are. It's kind of like starting again, but going in a new direction. You know, because Callie encourages us to think, is the direction I'm going where I want it to be? Like, you know, how we're supposed to make a 5-year plan, a 10-year plan, whatever. But part of what Callie is saying too, this oracle card, is to say, no, stop and reflect and look back and think about where you were 10 years ago, 5 years ago, or whatever. Are you still on course with what that person wanted? Right? Of course we make changes and alterations, but sometimes we've gone way over here, like way off, right? And we got caught up in life and other people and situations that we thought were meant for us, but were not. Okay, Spirit's just saying, some of you are in situations, work situations, but more likely relationship situations, where promises have been made but not kept. Walk away from those who make promises but don't keep them, because they're not sincere. That person doesn't respect you. Walk away from that. You can give somebody one chance, right? It's like, but you know what? Me and most of you watching, we would never make a promise to somebody that we had no intention of keeping. And, you know, I've seen your comments, and some of you have been in relationship with somebody that you've loved and considered your twin flame or your person for years. There's been a couple comments of like many years, and promises haven't been kept. This is time for you, for those of you that are in that situation, to really identify with these oracles, and to let go of that person, because that person has shown you that they're not sincere. And by doing so, by hanging on to that person, the universe hasn't been able to give you its best game, because you filled your cup with crumbs, when really the universe has had overflowing blessings for you, but there was no room in the cup. Wow. Okay. Like, Spirit just gave me that message, and then like I kind of like got spots in my eyes. Like, Spirit's dead serious about this, and there's some of you that Spirit is speaking to directly. Find the courage to walk away. Just because you've invested a lot of time in something doesn't mean it's right. Timing, right? These oracle cards spoke about timing and what's right for you, and that you've maybe gone way off course because of the false promises of somebody else. This can happen in a job too, that they keep promising you promotion, and then they keep loading on the work. It's like, yeah, okay, if you do all this work, then there's a promotion. But years pass and there's no promotion, and you haven't even gotten a raise. Right? I mean, some people do that, and then they end up getting fired for their labors. Already the gist of this reading is evaluate where you're at. Evaluate who's in your life, who keeps promises and who does not. especially if you would never break a promise, right? I never make a promise that I can't keep. I will sometimes say, I will try to do this. No promises, right? Because then it's like, okay, I'll try to do it. But, you know, if I don't know, I don't make a promise. And I'm guessing that most of you are the same. I'm guessing that a lot of you, especially a lot of you who've left comments for me, and my heart hears you. If people have been making these promises to you for years and haven't followed through, that's not love. That's abuse. And you need to walk away from that, okay? At this point, too, I want to say that also remember that I'm a tarot card reader. Although I'm an intuitive healer also. Like, if you really feel like you need some professional guidance, then seek that out. Like, don't get, like, serious, like, don't make serious life decisions based on a tarot card reader. But, I mean, that is just common knowledge that's hard for somebody who has been a frog in hot water for so long to deal with, because you become accustomed to this. But that's not right for you. By accepting these empty plates and filling your pockets with crumbs, you're preventing the universe from blessing you. Wow, okay, so this is going to be a long reading. So, Spirit, let's get some clarification, because, like, Spirit wants you to start over. Yeah, okay. And out popped this. Is that you? Masculine or feminine? Is that you? Despair. But see there? Don't cry over these 3 cups. Those cups are empty, but here's... Okay, there's 3 cups, but they're empty. These are only 2 cups, but they're full. And they're full of good things. Don't cry over spilled milk. Don't, okay? It's going to be all right. Like, don't you just want to hug her and tell her it's going to be okay? Spirit wants to do the same for you. And there's a high priestess on the bottom. Listen to your spirit. I'm not going to take it yet. See if it comes out. So then I asked for confirmation on, like, if we're able to proceed with this, if we're able to start fresh, if we're able to learn new skills, if we're, all Spirit just said, if we're able to embrace the sun. Here comes the sun, do-do-do. Here comes the sun, I said, it's all right. Okay? Let's embrace the sun. Like, get out of this darkness. Right? This is the sun coming up in the morning, and we embrace it. And what's there? Oh my gosh, it's a 2 of chalices. And so, clarification on the 2 of chalices, and we get the Lovers, the Emperor. Okay, this is a big week of cards, but they seem to answer my question. Like, holy Hannah. And Spirit does this to me sometimes. They'll give me a whole message. So this 2 of chalices is you and a significant, like, you're another person that you may not have met yet. He's an emperor. Emperors don't break promises. And they don't make promises that they're not going to keep. If this guy said he's going to do something, would you doubt him? He didn't get where he is from being a low energy, promise breaking narcissist. We do have a lot of sword energy here. This is sort of kind of a different reading. Like, This emperor will create the tower for you. He is the one that's going to knock that empty plate out of your hand. I'm thinking. You need to create a mindset for yourself that you're ready for him, though. But he will come and knock that out of your hand. Coming forward quickly. Battle. Like this one, as soon as I saw it, it's like he's ready for battle. This guy doesn't make promises he can't keep. If he said he's going to conquer and invade a land for you, he's doing it. Boom. Okay? He's doing it. He's doing it. 7 of Wands here, though. I just want to see, just because I want to make sure. Yeah, right? So this isn't going to happen without some challenges and some thinking that things are worse than they are and worry. Right? Oh, and Spirit just brought me to this. See, these are trees, but then one's a masculine, one's a feminine, and the swords are separating you. An emperor is going to come in and make you forget about this asshole that's made you promises. Masculine or feminine. I mean, women are tremendous assholes too. Like, tremendous assholes too. I'm just thinking, like, is that it? Well, we'll see. I mean, Spirit's funny sometimes. Is there more to this story, Spirit? The emperor isn't going to come to her. The emperor won't come to her. Spirit's just telling me the emperor needs a woman who has purged, who is strong, this is the woman the emperor is going to go for. She's in you, or this feminine spirit is in you. Take it how it resonates. Wouldn't you rather be her? I mean, these two look the same. Than her? Spirit just said, this is you now, or it has been you recently, but you do your work, like the oracle cards have told you. You become her. This woman is what this guy is looking for. Right? I mean, the emperor is a man, or is a masculine energy that hasn't inherited his way to the top. Boy, Spirit's really talking to me today. It's probably all that time I've spent in the garden. It's really paying off. The emperor isn't a man who has gotten to the top because he inherited it. He had fought and won his way there. And he knows what it takes to get there. He knows about people. He understands people. He has done what Callie has said. He has constantly looked at himself to release what doesn't serve him and embrace what makes him stronger. Otherwise, he wouldn't have gotten to the top. If you look through history, many people who are emperors came from nothing. Nothing. And they worked their way to the top. He sees you, that you've done this work, but he knows that you've got, like, this guy is, like, this weak-ass guy, and that whole situation needs to fall apart. Also, if you're thinking, hey, I got this guy in my life, suddenly all that other stuff that you've been holding on for, even if you've been holding on to that for decades, suddenly doesn't feel right anymore. And suddenly you're thinking, what have I been doing? Tell us more about the feminine that these people can become. Tell us more about the feminine. I mean, this emperor, he's already told me everything. Like, if you let him into your life, he's not going to come there if you got if you're dealing with a joker. No emperor is going to deal with a woman who's got a joker, who's giving all her energy to a joker. Right? So he's looking for a woman, and there she is again. Like, she just keeps showing up and showing up. I'm just going to take her. He's looking, because I was like, who are we looking for? We're looking for a woman who knows who she is. A nine of cups. Right? Her cups, interestingly, her cups are all waiting to be filled. But she has a lot to offer. She's strong. This is her. Ready to start fresh. This is you. This was you. We've gone from this. If you can follow this advice, we've gone from this to this. That's the same chick. Okay? Who'd you rather be? Right? So that's who, I mean, that's who his woman is. This is, I'm going to see what else there is. My hand is asleep again, my masculine side. Right is predominantly masculine side. Left is predominantly feminine side. Is there anything else to tell us, Spirit? No, that's just me with numb hand. Excuse my shuffle when they come out, because this hand is completely lost feeling. Is there anything else? Where are we? Yeah, I think we're done. See, we're done. Okay, so that's it. You know, this is waiting to come in. You have the potential to be her. But to do so, you got to quit being her. Okay? So have the most wonderful day. You know, if you're watching this video, spend your time, time is illusion. All these videos, it's not, I don't date them. I mean, on the YouTube thing, it probably has a date. I'm not sure. But they're for you when you find them, right? Or if you're listening to it and it resonates for you, it might be that it's resonating for somebody that you love or somebody that you need to share it with. You know, everything has a time, which is also in this wise leadership. To not force things external to you. Do your own work. Like, you got a lot of work to do here on yourself. And you know what? The more time you've... I actually have a friend in this situation, okay? She has spent 2 decades in a relationship with a man that she hates. I mean, she hates him. And yet she's stuck there, right? She's stuck. And she's built a home with this man. Like, she's made her nest there. And she loves her home. And she's used to being with this situation. But, I mean, and I've done her cards. And it's a lot like this reading. He is there. He's waiting. He's been watching her for years. But he's not going to come in when she's dealing with the Joker. She needs to find the energy. She's got to cut that herself. It's hard. She's got to cut that herself. And this Joker here, this tree here, he's like, but baby, I just need a little bit more time. No. You've had a month, 2 months, 2 years, 10 years, 20 years. If he was going to get his shit together, if she was going to get her shit together, they would have done it for you. Walk away. And not necessarily walk away, but like find yourself. Once you find yourself, once you find get back on your road. Release the past and quit being a victim. Emperors don't go for victims. They create victims, right? They take advantage of victims. Oh, Spirit just like, yeah, don't be surprised if you heard that this guy slept around with weaker women. But he's not going to marry a weaker woman. He is not going to be in this relationship with a weak woman. He'll get his needs met temporarily by the weaker women. But he's not going to make them promises. He'll get up in the morning after being satisfied, or like in a couple hours after being satisfied, you know, have a drink and leave. And you won't hear from him again, and you didn't expect to. He's not going to go for the victim long term. This woman will control him. He will find himself in a situation where all of a sudden it's like, excuse me, what? Right? I can't conquer her. Because she knows who she is. Then there's no conquering. There's not one person having more power than the other person. They're united. They're united. Okay? If you can do the work, look back, get rid of all that stuff, purge, cleanse that shit out without purging on other people. Rebuild, rebirth, take the rest, find out who you need to be, and then find who you are, find your strength. Find your strength and move forward. Then you'll attract Mr. Emperor. All right? Don't let your cups be filled with shit. Is the bottom line. Dump those cups out in an appropriate place so that Spirit, God, the universe can look at your cups and say, oh, let's fill those suckers. I've been waiting to fill those cups. I've been waiting to fill those cups, and I haven't been able to because they've been full with garbage. All right? Have a great day.